Without a doubt, there is a thief in this world who steals. This thief does not want your car, or your fancy new cell phone, or your fashion handbag. The thief wants something far more important. He wants your soul, and he will go to any means to take it. I can testify to that. For me, it all started when I was a young child. As all children, we grow and develop questions of things around us. I developed the question, where does God come from? I did not have a capacity to answer this question at that age, so I turned to people closest to me, my family. But no one had a good answer, or avoided the question completely. I wrestled with this question until I decided, there is no higher power in this world and everything is based on mathematics. This was the first thing the thief stole from me, my love for God and my compassion for the world. Time went on. The next opportunity the thief stole from me was when our household got word that my father obtained a new work in a big city and we were going to move at the end of the school year. The thief used this opportunity to steal from my physical well-being. I was participating in 4 individual sports and a few academic activities, but one by one I left them in this stage of my life. The whole saga had a knock-on effect. Each time I gave up one, I felt less motivated for the others left. For the first time, I was depressed. Life continued in this state when one evening, the day before the start of the school year, I had a nightmare. This nightmare hit me so badly that I just broke. I fell into a deeper depression. I managed to finish that year and the same with the next year, but as time went on, I became more and more depressed and separated from the world. At the start of the next school year, I heard my parents are separating and the depression hit me hard again. I refused to go to school for the next 2 years. This time my life was the darkest. I fell into a abyss so deep I was lucky to get out alive. I spent the most of these 2 years watching TV. In the same time I started seeing a psychologist, and after a long road with her, I eventually became a functional person again. But the thief during this time already stole my purpose from me. After completing school, I wandered around for a few years, not knowing what I wanted to do with my life. Then, I was talking to my mother on the phone one Saturday evening when this idea popped into my head, asked to go to church tomorrow. The voice inside of my head continued for about 10 minutes and eventually I gave in and asked my mom. The next day I went to church. The pastor was talking about a verse of the Bible, John 10 verse 10, which he was saying, the devil comes to steal, but Jesus came so that we may have life and in abundance, and Jesus will recover everything stolen from you. Something inside of me started to happen. I started to see for the first time. I gave my heart to the Lord that day, and He laid it on my heart to go into full-time ministry and become a pastor. The moment I gave my heart to the Lord, 2 things partially returned to me: my love and my purpose. I was in shock from being an atheist most of my life to hear I must be a spiritual person. I had no clue or reference point of how this must be accomplished. So, I put the idea on a shelf and went on with my life. But as I was spending time with God, in the Word and in prayer, He was leading me to this goal He had for me. The very first book I started to read was 1 Corinthians, and in this book He started to show to me what love is. Love is patient, love is kind, and it bears all things. I started to learn for the first time love was unconditional, breaking apart my worldview of mathematical thinking. No longer what I put in is what I will get out. My love for the world was restored. At this time, my dad and I was looking into business opportunities together. We looked at a few and were extremely interested, but they all fell through at the last moments of a deal. It was nothing wrong on our sides. Something was holding back these opportunities. I was during this period growing in my knowledge of God day by day, and I made a choice. I will follow God's plan over my life and become a pastor. In contrast with the business opportunities, everything just fell into place. I went to the head pastor at my local church and said to him what I wanted to do. He said to me I should write a letter motivating why I should be there. And I did this, and a few hours later I got confirmation that I can become an intern at this church. My time at this church showed me so much more the devil stole from me, and God kept returning everything and in abundance. This year, the Lord has started working on my physical well-being, and I'm walking a path with Him. Today I want to ask you a question. What can the Lord recover for you? The thief steals in this world on the aim to steal your soul in the end. The truth is, the thief has already been defeated and has already been dealt the final blow by Jesus, who died on the cross for us, enabling all of humanity, including you, to access this truth. I do not know where you are in life, but no situation is more powerful than God. No matter what the thief has stolen from you or is trying to steal, God will recover that which has been stolen, and in abundance. But how do we do this? We must firstly pray and align ourselves with God's will for us. If we are built to be a fish, for an example, we will not be able to walk on land as an elephant. Secondly, we must learn who God is and build a foundation on this truth. We must read the Bible and pray continuously. It must not just be another book, but the way to look at life. Praying is hard, and I struggled with this for a long time, but my advice from my life is, if you have nothing to say, stay quiet and listen. Praying is not just one-sided, but a conversation between you and God. Lastly, allow people in your life who are truly strong with the Lord, and allow them to have insight into your life and make an impact in your life. We all have had something stolen from us. We all have felt not good enough. But God loves us, and He wants the best for His children. Us, me and you. If we allow God into our life completely, He will show to us how valuable He sees us, and He will recover everything ever stolen from you spiritually. You will walk in a newness of life, as the Bible promises. The thief comes to steal, but he will be blocked by an impenetrable brick wall, and your soul will be safe for eternity.